Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Kenny, and this is If Loving You Is Wrong, Season 4, Episode 18. And the name of this episode is Behind Enemy Lines, and this is the season finale. Yo, I can honestly say they left a damn good cliffhanger, and I wouldn't say I was shocked by the things that happened, but I would say I was kind of relieved that certain things took place. And let me begin. So the episode picks up where it left off. Alex is caught red-handed in her big white lie about Dr. Roston telling her that she switched the DNA to cover so that Randall wouldn't know the truth. But in all honesty, this whole DNA situation can definitely take a life of its own. I mean, how do we know that Brad or Alex may have some black people in their family and they don't even realize it? So it could be the fact that that child is not his. I mean, because the DNA said that he wasn't the father. So if Dr. Rosson didn't switch the DNA, that means possibly the child is Brad's, but it's just a little darker than his other kids, which is kind of weird because it could be on Alex's side, because we can definitely tell that the two kids that Brad and Alex have, they definitely take more of Brad than they do her. So this could really be an interesting situation. But she literally got caught red-handed in a lie, and she just stuttered. I'm like, yeah, bitch, tongue-tied. So you should have stayed your ass home, but you decided to be a messy bitch to come over there to fuck up and try to break up between anything that Marcy and Brad had coming, and now your shit gets busted right in front of you. And he pretty much says that I'm done. I don't want anything else to do with you. I'm getting my things and I'm leaving and I'm never coming back. I'm done with your ass. So he pretty much just let her know right there, I'm through. And then we see Randall is still over there on the phone, calling his legal team, trying to, get Dr. Roston fired. And I'm like, see, I really need something to happen to Psycho Betty, like big time. I mean, even though something happened at the end, but if he makes it through that, I'm going to be really pissed. Because he has done too fucking much. And worse, he did the most foul thing you can do to somebody in this episode. So for that alone, I want him dead. And I mean that shit. I want Randall gone. Because just the fact that he just has so much malice and just literally plays these mind games, it's just disgusting, and he gets a thrill off of it because he's a sociopath. So pretty much we saw all that go on, and Dr. Ross's like, tell the truth. I didn't tell you this. I didn't say this at all. And she says, yes, you didn't. You didn't say anything. So she finally admits that she lied. And Brad pretty much says he was done with her ass, so he walked off. Dr. Roston, and then, that damn Randall goes to Dr. Roston's like, so is it true? And she says, no, it's not. Well, it doesn't matter because I've already called my legal team. I'm going to sue you, right? I'm like, just stupid son of a bitch. Okay, so we see that go on, and then he starts taunting Alice again. It's like, hey, baby, you forget I got a doctorate degree in psychology, right? You can never beat me, And she says that, yeah, you're right. And she's like, you're right, I can't beat you. Then she's saying that here you all up in here lying. You just never can stop lying, can you, Alex? And I'm like, no, she can't. She's a habitual liar, which is her damn problem. But then this stinking bitch decides to pull an okie doke and say, well, Marcy's room right there, and she's having your baby. Won't you count the numbers? I mean, won't you make her like hell for a change? So, from that alone, I want Alex to die too. Because, bitch, just because you're the reason why Randall's a monster. But yet, he still has it out for Marcy because Marcy had sex with Brad. And in his state of mind, he thinks what he did was right and what Marcy did was wrong. Just to go how much of a psychotic, selfish bastard he is. So she sticks him on to Marcy. You know, then he tells her, okay, well, won't you go home and, you know, I'll meet you in the shed and we can, you know, talk custody in the courts and all of that. And, you know, I was just so pissed off that Alex has such this vendetta against Marcy. But, bitch, you slept with her husband. So if anybody should have some vendetta, it should be Marcy, not your ass. You're just mad because now you ain't the only one in Brad's heart. Brad has feelings for Marcy too. But then now he got competition with Ian and shit. So all of a sudden, after Marcy leaves, Randall goes into Marcy's room. And she immediately is telling him, you know, to leave, get out. And she's like, oh my God, you so stressed out. What's going on? You know, you think you're going to have a miscarriage? And she's like, leave, get the hell out of here. She's like, you keep having all these miscarriages. What's wrong with your body, girl? I was like, I wanted to slap the dog shit out of Randall when he did that. Like, you are intentionally trying to get her upset so she get miscarriage. Like, he's, you know, and pretty much she says, but it's okay. You're not going to miscarriage. Everything's going to be fine. So, but I know he's my son. And she's saying it's not your kid. He's like, well, I can actually count. It's like, oh, so Alice taught you how to count too? I was like, you better get him, Marcy. But then he asked, so what are you going to name him? She's like, Brad. The same thing, damn, Alex said to him about the baby. She's going to name the baby Brad. And now Marcy's saying the same shit. So he didn't hit it with it twice. He's like, oh no, it's my kid. So it's going to be my name, you know. And then so she pretty much, how do you know I was here? She said, well, Alex told me you were here. It's like, oh, so you just gonna believe your lying girlfriend, huh? Like, for real? Like, you know how honest she is. He's like, yeah, but I can count, you know, so I know the baby's mine. And he's like, you know, and I just keep having this dream with both of my babies all living with me. I'm like, see. And then he's saying that, oh yeah, so I'm going to call Larry and I'm going to get this all set up. And she's like, what are you going to call Larry for? You already, you know, signed the divorce papers. What's more to do? And he's like, divorce papers? She's like, yeah, you signed them. She's like, no. He's like, no, the hell I didn't. He's like, you did. You know, you actually signed the divorce papers. And he's like, are you serious? I would never sign the divorce papers. You actually think I'm going to let you go? Like, really? And then he just flips out and he leaves. And she's like, bye, bitch. Because I'm divorced from your ass. Then we get a scene with Kelly and Lucien. We can definitely tell something is really up with Kelly. You know, Kelly doesn't seem like herself. After having that meeting with Justice, she's still breaking down, and, you know, she's saying that Justice deserves better than her, and that she can still see Travis, she can still smell his blood, and Lucien is trying to tell her, look, stop talking, stop incriminating yourself, like, you need to calm down, everything's going to be okay. And she says, I brought somebody to see you, but I'm going to need you to get yourself together so I can bring this person back here to see you. And we come to find out the person's Natalie. So her and Natalie, she's saying that, you know, she pretty much tells Kelly, you don't look too good. And she just tells her that, look, it's like I'm floating, you know, and it's just like I'm not even here. And she pretty much says that, look, I'm so sorry, Kelly, about all of this. She's like, you know, save your sorries. You know, I thank you both for being a good friend. I love you both. And, you know, she gives her a letter and tells her, you know, don't read the letter until later. And I was just thinking, awesome, it's some shit that's going down. And lo and behold, later on, we find out what was in that letter. But she said that she's going to try to lay down, she's real tired. But we can just kind of see that in some way that Kelly's displaying herself, she has already checked out. And that's definitely going to come to play later on. So afterwards, Lucian and Natalie have a moment, and, Natalie says, did you look at her eyes? You need to keep a watch on her, because something ain't right, And then we get a scene with Natalie and Esperanza. Esperanza is stealing her damn feelings over Stevens, because he ain't called her back, And she's saying that, I've been calling all day, he's not answering my phone calls. And she's like, first of all, this is kind of rude that you bringing this up when we should be focusing on Kelly. And the fact that you bent out about Stevens when your friend is, like, literally in jail. And she's saying that, she tries to check out Kelly every now and then. But she hasn't really been back there lately because she's been walking around asking about Stevens all day. And then she's wondering, did Eddie do something to him? I don't know. Pretty much Natalie was like, look, you need to just move on from the situation. If he ain't calling you, move on. And, but she told her that you need to check on Kelly and see what's going on with her. So that was the last, so therefore, eventually, Natalie leaves. Then we get a scene with Brad and Marcy, because, Brad had went off and then came back, and she was like, where did you go? And he said, I had to get some air, and she lets him know that Randall had came by, and that Alex told him where she was, and also told him about the baby being his. And and then, like, Brad is like, I'm done. I'm not going back, she lied to me about the doctor and the DNA and all of this shit. I'm leaving. I'm going to the house to get my things, and I'm never going back. And she said that, well, where are you going to go? So, well, I'm hoping we will come back to our place. So now you're trying to go back to Marcy, but now you got competition because Ian is trying to come forward too. And he mentions, so she's like, okay, fine, that's cool. You can come back to our place. And he's saying that, hope, this doesn't rattle up your boyfriend. And she's like, my boyfriend? It's like, yeah, Ian, he likes you. He really likes you. And she's saying that, well, I sold him a house, we went out a few times, but that doesn't make him my boyfriend. But that boy likes you, though. And you're loving the attention. Ain't nothing wrong with that, Marcy. But, yeah, she knows Ian likes her, though. But she's really in love with Brad. Crazy as it is. But then she was saying that, she said she also told Randall about the divorce papers, but he said he didn't sign them. She's saying that, was there a crime committed? Because I know Randall. Randall wouldn't just sign those papers like that. So what actually happened? And then all of a sudden, her pain starts coming back, and she tells him to get the doctor, and she's really starting to have those same abdominal pains that she was having before, but they've gotten worse. So I'm just saying it was because of Randall coming to Benice, getting her all emotional and all messed up. She ended up having, because he was the reason why she was there in the first place, because Randall stressed her out, and then Randall coming in there again stressing her out. That's why I'm like, Randall needs to die, because I'm sick of his ass. I am sick of Psycho Betty. I'm sick of this bitch doing all of this crap, and he keeps getting away with shit. I'm ready for him to pay. I'm ready for both of them to pay, because if anything, Alex created this monster. He was always a monster, but Alex made it worse. So then we get a quick scene with Esperanza and Lucian. She's asking, I'm concerned about Steven. And because at first when she came in, Lucian's like, you back again. She's like, you just can't leave it alone. And she starts saying, like, I'm concerned about Steven. Then she's like, it's his day off. She's like, yeah, but he's not answering my calls, and, I'm worried. And, Lucian was like, Stevens can take care of himself, girl. So, but what if something went wrong? She says that, but the thing is, if I call Stevens and he answers the phone, you're going to feel some kind of way. So she's like, but please, I just need you to do this. Could you please do this for me, Lucian? Just please, just call him. So he calls. Stevens answers the phone. So we now realize Stevens is still alive. And, he's like, yo, so what's going on? He's like, oh, I'm playing golf, everything. I'm cool, just enjoying my day off. He's like, why? The Esperanza tell me to call. The Esperanza tell you to call me? Yeah, I bet she's sitting right there feeling some kind of way right now, ain't she? She probably standing right there in front of you while you on the phone with me. I was like, that's what I'm talking about, Stevens. Put the game on her dumb ass. And lo and behold, she was all in her feelings and was just, her face was all turned, and she walked out of there. And then Lucian was like, this is why, you don't have work flings. Because shit always goes left. But I was so laughing. I'm like, Esperanza had the nerve to be mad. Like, bitch, you just told his ass you didn't want to do this no more. You're over it. This is over and all that. So he just ain't fucking with you no more. Like, you don't want to keep playing this game, and then now you mad that he ain't calling you. Sit your ass down with your stupid ass. Can't. Esperanza just gets on my nerves. But anyway. So then we see Randall again goes to Larry's office, going off, talking big shit, and, Ian was like, yo, what's going on? He's like, look, Larry had me sign some divorce papers. I'm gonna get his ass. I thought I was signing something about suing my neighbor, but turns out it was divorce papers. He tricked me. And he's saying that, but that's kind of like a big accusation to make. It's like, yeah, but that's what he did. He tricked me. He tried to take advantage of me, but I'm gonna get even, because I got friends in the legal department, and when I come back, I'm gonna bring all my friends, and we're about to get something started, and Ian pretty much like is just got this real smug look on his face, and it's like, well, around here, threats are not kindly taken, but he says that, but I can back it up, though. And he says, okay, fine, I'll be waiting. Because, the divorce is already due to courts, so you're divorced from Marcy now. So, at the end of the day, there's really much you can do about it, and it's your signature, so it's pretty much your word against Larry's. And he's been calling Larry and still been talking all this shit, and I'm just like, see, Randall needs to be taken the fuck down because he is doing entirely too much. So then we see that Lucian finds Larry. He finds the truck. He goes in and he actually goes. First he bangs on the truck and doesn't hear anything. So he pretty much opens the door of the truck and he finds Larry, and he gets Larry some medical attention, and he's just like, damn you, Eddie. Damn you. I'm like, yeah, Eddie's always leaving some mess, and he's with the DEA, so he just feels like he's invincible. So pretty much Alex calls Esperanza after she gets home. She's all shaken up and emotional, and really she's saying that, should I just give in to Randall, just give him what he wants, but I have to go. I can't. I'm like, okay, that was enough. So then we see that Dr. Roston and Brad are talking to each other, and we get the news that Marcy lost the baby. And that she miscarried, and she said that, yeah, but he said that, but you had said that everything was fine. She said, yes, but we were actually waiting for the other test to come back. She had actually miscarried before we got the results. So pretty much they both go in, and She said that, I don't want to tell her about myself. I want you there with me because, she seems to care for you and you guys seem to have a good rapport with each other. She definitely needs somebody with her, you know. And then the next thing you know, they go in and they actually let Marcy know that she had a miscarriage. And she was saying that he stressed me out. He wanted this to happen. He wanted me to stress out that I would miscarriage. And she was saying, I want to go home. And they're just saying, like, you should stay here for a while. She's like, no, I want to get out of here. I want to go home. I want to go home. And then, Brad says, okay, fine, I'll go get the car. Dr. Roston steps out, and Marcy breaks down. And it damn near made me cry, because I'm like, this son of a bitch, she's been trying to have a baby for the longest, and she can never carry a child to term. And Randall being there definitely upset her, definitely raised her blood pressure, definitely shook her up, and now she done miscarried. And that's why I said, yeah, Randall needs to pay for this. Seriously. So then we, pretty much, Lucian calls Eddie, and Eddie pretty much lets him know that Larry's awake now, and he's talking, and then, he's saying that, and, kidnapping is a federal offense. So he tells us that you kidnapped him, yeah, you've done. And we actually see when we go into the room, Stevens is right there, and he's asking questions, so what actually happened? He pretty much says, oh, we was just some sexual twist that went wrong, and I wasn't kidnapped, and, and then all of a sudden he says, Officer Willis, can I speak to you in private? Talking to Eddie. And then he says that, I'm not going to kill you, but I am going to get even with your ass. And he was saying that, look, he says, if anything, I got even with you, bitch. He's like, yeah, but you went too far. I told you to stop and you wouldn't. So now I'm really going to come after you. So he's like, well, you need to bring it then. And then all of a sudden he goes out in the hallway. Tell me why damn Lucian and Steve's just like, oh, okay. So is there something you want to tell us, Eddie? Something going on between y'all. I thought that was so hilarious. And Ed was like, yeah, just keep your eyes watching on the you see what's gonna happen next on the Eddie show. I'm like, Eddie, get your ass on. Anybody got time for you and your shit? But Eddie was shook like a motherfucker because he was wondering whether Larry was gonna snitch on him. But Larry gonna get his ass though, because Larry is just as sinister and is just as evil as Eddie. But yeah, now he realized that Eddie is a cold-blooded killer. So now I can't wait to see what he's going to do to get back at Eddie. So we just have to stay tuned. So then we see Randall finally pulls up. Alex is on the porch. Alex decides to walk her measly little ass back to the shed. And he's like, what are you doing? Get out of my yard. What are you doing? Get out of my yard. And then while they walking back there, we see Brad sees the two of them going back there. And we already know Brad is fuming. One, because Alex lied, but then also Randall caused Marcy to have a miscarriage. So he's pretty much done with the both of their asses. So he pulls off, and we don't see him no more. But then we see Brad and Alex go into the shed. They're going back and forth with each other. And she's saying that, look, I'm tired. Yeah. And he was like, yeah, I know. The weak are always tired. And she's like, but yes, I'm tired and I'm weak. He's like, get out. He's like, but no, you still love me. I know you do. Just please be done with this. He says, yeah. But you started this. She's like, I know, I started it. And he said that, and you never apologized, for once for all the stuff you did to me. You never apologized for anything. And she's like, okay, I'm sorry for everything. I just don't want to go through this anymore. And he's like, yeah, I just keep, thinking about the good times me and you used to have together. and also the two, Marcy and Brad messing around, like all this stuff just keeps eating at me, and I'm like, but it all was spun off of what you and Alex did. So you can't even take ownership, because you're saying what you did with Marcy was, what you did with Alex was you were in love with Alex, but did you ever really love Marcy? But I think it's more the thing, he just wants to have control over her, and now he's losing control. He's just spiraling out of control, especially the fact that he couldn't keep Alex. So that's another thing that made him enraged. And then she's saying that, look, Alex, and he's saying that, look, she's like, look, Randall, I don't want to keep doing this with you. We have a child. We need to be parents. She's like, but you won't even let me see him. And she's like, look, I'll bring him over, let's just work this out as parents, let's be civil, let's learn to be friends again, let's just do this thing right. And he immediately starts going into his psychopathic, agenda and shit, telling us, take your clothes off, take your clothes off, take your clothes off. I'm like, see, he is literally, like, I think like his kryptonite is white puss, and it's like he's kind of like this monster, and if he can't get some of his white puss, it's just like he'll just make life hell for everybody around him. And that's exactly what he's done. So he's just, taking calls. She's like, Randall, no, I didn't come here for that. That's all you assholes did in that damn shed. So why the hell did you have to go in the shed to talk to him, stupid? And she's like, no, stop it, please, Randall, no. Because Randall starts getting down like he's about to eat the white puss. Like he's that hungry for white puss. He's about to eat it, didn't even care if it was prepared properly or anything. He was ready to start munching. And then all of a sudden, Alex says she starts smelling gasoline. And lo and behold, somebody has put something to trap them inside the shed. And there's a fire outside the shed. And it's getting real smoky. They both coughing. They're inhaling the smoke. And both Alex and Randall are trapped in there. So I'm like, finally, something. Because that gave me life. Because I'm like, I'm sick of both of their asses. And to tell you the truth, if both Alex and Randall were to die, I would be completely happy. Because I'm sick of both of their asses. They have done nothing but bring hell to everybody around them. And you sicking Randall on the Marcy made her miscarriage, you evil bitch. So I hope you get fucked up, and I hope Randall does too. Because both of y'all are disgusting. Y'all started all this shit, and then y'all want to play like y'all victims afterwards. Get the fuck out of here. Then, we see Natalie reads the note that Kelly gave her. She realizes the note was a suicide note. She immediately calls Lucian, you need to go check on Kelly. She sent me a suicide note. And we see Kelly is hanging. We see one of her feet move, so we know she's not fully dead, but she's damn near death. And immediately, Lucian goes to get her. He says, get some help, get some help, get some help. And that's where it ended. So this whole situation has driven Kelly to suicide. Because, I want Ian to get fucked up too, because Ian is causing this shit. You know this girl is innocent, and you're letting her rot in jail, and you're letting her go through all of this crap, and you know she's innocent. And I think if Marcy finds this out, she ain't gonna want to be with Ian, because she's gonna see how much of a bitch ass, person Ian is. Ian right now is too busy worried about, staying in good with Larry instead of doing what's right, which is being a good lawyer and fighting for justice. He does have a good heart, but he doesn't have a backbone. And that's what he needs. So yeah, Ian is partly responsible for what happened to Kelly. And I'm going to put it on him. You know she's innocent, and you're not helping her to get good representation. So here it is. This girl is literally being railroaded to the point where she's not going to where she fears not seeing her son again. And she just sees that there's no way out of this situation. So yeah, you're a piece of shit, Ian. And I hope Kelly makes it, because I am rooting for Kelly. Even though Kelly, as I said before, needs legal shield and ID shield, because she had that, she would have never been in this situation. And that's also a message to you as well. So definitely check out Legal Shield and ID Shield. Check out my website that's in the description box. But this also goes to show that yeah, Kelly, in a way, I would have to say, let me choose my words wisely on this one. Let's just say Kelly could have, if she would have been more wise, this situation wouldn't have happened either. You know, she would have made better decisions. You know, she would have been able to stop Travis a long time ago. But yeah. So yeah, Kelly is really going through it, and I really want Kelly to get past this, but yeah, that definitely shook me up, but I kind of saw it coming. Kelly was just too relaxed and too calm, at the point that it wasn't like Kelly, because we know Kelly is never that calm. Kelly is always hyperventilating and always over the top, you know, emotionally, so we just knew something wasn't right. But I hope that Ian stops acting like a pussy, and he actually gives her the help that she needs, and he also gives that lawyer that information to prove that she's innocent. So that's what I have, y'all. If I missed anything, put it down in the comments. I'm all ears. But yes, I'm so happy that Randall and Alex are burning in that shit, and I hope they burn in hell. Yes, I'm giving you Samuel L. Jackson right now, because that's exactly how I feel about those two fuck-offs. Anyway, so subscribe to my channel. Click that bell so you get notifications every time I drop a video. Also, follow me on all of my social platforms. I have them all listed in the description box. Also check out that website that I mentioned. Also, like this video, comment on this video, and share this video. And I'll be back, you know, with the season premiere of If Loving You Is Wrong. So until then, everybody, take care.